What's going on, guys? In this video, look at the trade that went down late last night. JJ Peterka being moved by the Buffalo Sabres to the Utah Mammoth in exchange for Josh Doan and Michael Kesselring. Now, if you guys don't know, JJ Peterka apparently asked for a trade. I personally think if he didn't ask for a trade, this trade probably does not happen. My personal opinion is whatever team gets the best player in the deal is usually the team that wins the trade. JJ Peterka is definitely the best player in this one. As you guys can see here, he's got high top 6 potential in game. 86 overall there at 22 years old. Was on the last year's entry-level deal. As we'll talk about later, he actually did get an extension with Utah. A couple X factors there. I mean, had the best season of his career this year. Last year was pretty solid as well. So I think he'll do really well in that Utah top 6. And again, I don't really think they had to give up too much. No draft picks. Josh Doan's actually the exact same age, but obviously nowhere near as far along in his career. He actually played a lot last year in the AHL, where he did quite well, but in terms of the NHL, has not had nearly the same success. As you guys can see here in game, he's got medium top 6, 78 overall, and again, the same age there. So they get Josh Doan back. They also get Michael Kesselring, who actually, had a weird start to his career. Was on Edmonton, went to Arizona, ended up really kind of coming alive, I'd say, this year due to some injuries. Playing the top 4, looked really good. 8th year overall here in game, medium top 4 potential, and on a really solid contract too, 1.4 million. Only going to have 1 year left there with the Sabres, but if you could play on the second pairing, say with Owen Power, they'll have Dahlin and I'm not sure who. Bowen Byram, maybe someone else if he gets traded. The Sabres top 4 definitely could be looking a lot better, but I don't really think it's worth, giving up JJ Peterka for. So looking at this in game, Utah does not want Peterka, nor do they have Doan or Kesselring on the block. Trade value wise, it looks like those two have more value. This is on medium difficulty, guys. We'll take a look. And yeah, trade is rejected. We'll try adding a second round pick here. Now the value looks to be pretty equal. And they say yes. Okay, so it looks like EA thinks Buffalo won this trade, but as I mentioned, I gotta disagree. And after the trade, guys, here's what the Sabres lines could look like for next season. So we got Benson on the first line there. Tage Thompson in the middle, could also move to the wing. Alex Tuck, Jack Quinn on the top 6 with Josh Norris, Jason Zucker. We then have Coolidge on the third line with Ryan McLeod, who actually had a pretty solid season, putting up 50 points. And then Josh Doan, I feel like they're definitely going to want him in that top 9 after trading for him. They must value him pretty highly. Fourth line there, you got Greenway, Krebs, Melanson. Then defensively here, you got Byram on the top pair. As I mentioned, though, he's another guy that's asked for a trade, so he could also be on his way out. We'll see if they get a replacement for him in return. I feel like probably not, just based on like the teams that would be wanting him. They're probably not, giving up a similar defenseman. Dahlin, of course, on your top pair. Like I said, Kesselring Power, I think, is a solid second pairing. Samuelson, Bernard Docker on the bottom. Goalies for next year, you still got Lukin and Levi. They do have some guys scratched, like Lafferty could slot into that fourth line. Also, too, you got Jacob Bryson there, Connor Clifton. So if Byram does go, you could bring one of these two guys into the lineup. And now next year, guys, we're trying to trade from Utah's perspective. Buffalo does have Alex Tuck on the block. Peterka is not. And again, I guess that makes sense because they were never actually looking to trade him. It was, Peterka who demanded that trade. Now, in terms of Utah, we'll see if Buffalo does like Kesselring. They do not. They probably like Doan, though, based on, yeah, they do like Josh Doan. So when we offer the trade as Buffalo, Utah rejected. I feel like Buffalo will probably say yes here, but maybe it's a reject, in which case EA actually thinks it's a fair deal. And it is a rejection. Okay, so never mind. I take it back. EA thinks it's a fair trade. Try throwing a third rounder on. Now they say yes. Okay, so we had to add a little bit less on the Utah side. Like I said, I don't think it's a terrible return for Buffalo, but I definitely think if Peterka did not ask for a trade, they wouldn't have moved him. I also think for a team that hasn't made the playoffs in 14 years, this trade probably doesn't help with that. And like I was saying earlier, guys, Peterka actually signed an extension with Utah upon the trade. Pierre LeBrun actually reported it's 5 years, $7.7 million. In game, he's asking for 5.6 for 4. 5 years, it's only 5.9. So I am pretty positive he'll say yes to 7.7 here for 5. Now he's taking his time to get back to us. And honestly, too, the reason he's asking for less is right now it's the start of the 24-25 season. So his career high is 50 points. He hasn't had the season he just had in real life. So if he did have that season, he'd probably ask for, closer to 7 million like he just got. And as we expected, guys, Peterka did say yes to that contract offer. And now looking at Utah's lines, guys, after the trade, I feel like the top 6 is pretty solid. Keller, Cooley, and Gunther, obviously a young first line, only getting better. Oldest player there is Keller at 26. Second line, you got Peterka, Hayton, and Schmaltz. No offense to Hayton, but if they could get a bit better with 2C, I think that'd be an absolutely amazing top 6. In my opinion, Hayton's more of like a solid 3C because he does have that, good defensive game. Third line, you got Kraus, Bukestad, he comes back, Michelli, who I think there's rumors about him potentially being moved, as you could probably just have Kerfoot play that third line left wing. You got McBain there, Carconi. Defensively here, now they do lose Kesselring, so you still got Sergeyev, Jersey, Marino, Mata, Valimaki, Cole. Now, there have been some rumors about them potentially, making a play at Dobson if they move the number 4 pick. Imagine Dobson coming into this D-core. Utah, definitely making a strong push for the playoffs. Vemelka there, the starter, who actually had some pretty good games end of last year. Ingram backing him up. I like to see, teams make bold moves like they just did. So I would say some exciting times there in Utah for the new franchise. Obviously, we'll be rocking the Mammoth for the first time next season. And finally here, guys, I'll give you your first look at JJ Peterka with the Utah Hockey Club, since it's not updated in-game. I don't think that's an authentic game face either, but still, you can see Utah there. 77 Peterka. I don't think it looks too bad. So hopefully the trade works out for both teams. Again, I think it's probably going to be a little bit better for Utah, but time will tell. Let me know in the comment section, guys, which team you think won the trade. As always, thanks so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one. Subscribe if you haven't. Have a nice day, guys. Goodbye.